Hello everyone and welcome back to English with Victory. It's your favorite girl here and you know that it's important how you say what you say. Today I'm going to be teaching you some very important ways to speak and expand your vocabulary. Now, emphasis on the word very. How about not being lazy and boring with words? You could be more interesting and effective when communicating in English, thereby expanding your vocabulary. On today's lesson, we will be learning other words to say instead of using very. Very afraid, very fat, very this, very that. We're going to be making emphasis on very. You know, we use very a lot just to emphasize how serious what we are saying. Now, by the end of this lesson, I would be giving you a mini quiz just to see how much you've learned from today's episode. Let's get on with the lesson. Instead of saying very afraid, how about you say frightened, fearful, terrified? Instead of saying very fat, just to emphasize how fat the person is, you could say she's obese. Instead of saying very willing, she was very willing to do the house chores, say eager. She was eager to do the house chores. Instead of saying very accurate, the accounts came in very accurate. You could say the accounts came in exact, the way it ought to be. Instead of saying I was very nervous, say apprehensive. Instead of saying very tasty, oh Vicky, the meal you served was very tasty. You could say, Vicky, the meal was delicious, right? Instead of saying very tired, you could say, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. Instead of saying very good, how about saying excellent? Excellent. Instead of saying very smart, the kid is very smart, you could say intelligent. Instead of saying very detailed, she was very detailed in the explanations about the seminar. You could say she was meticulous in her explanations. Instead of saying very confused, you could say perplexed. Instead of saying very scared, how about petrified? Instead of saying very poor, say destitute. Instead of saying very loud, the music is very loud, you could say the music is deafening. All right, so many words that we could use instead of very. I will encourage you to look up words from dictionary so that you can expand your vocabulary. Now, for the mini quiz, type in the comment section 3 new words you've learned from today's lesson instead of saying very. Very good, very hot, very bad. So the many other words to use instead of saying very, very, very. You could put in new words that you looked up from the dictionary and then put it in the comment section. But I also would love to know what you've learned from today's episode. I want to say it right there in the comment section. Thanks for staying with me today in English with Victory. I hope to see your speech, your communication skills get better. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, okay? And of course, you ought to share this because so many people make mistakes in the word with very. Not really mistakes, but they use it often. So instead of using it often, we could use other words. All right, have a vocabulary-filled day until I come your way again. Bye for now.